Welcome everyone. Today's video we're going to go ahead and we're going to divide some herbaceous perennials that I've got in my garden. Not only that, I'm going to give you quite a lengthy list of every plant that can be divided at this time of year just to help you guys out. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So I have been working on my cottage style garden border for a little over a year now, and some of the plants have done really well. The main one what's done great is my perennial geranium. Now these are super easy to divide. There's a couple of different ways you can do it, right? And I'm going to show you both ways in today's video. Now, as mentioned in a previous vlog, I have very much let my cottage style garden sleep in, right? But now is the time to start things moving. So please don't judge me on the weeds. With that being said, I'm actually giving you quite a real look at what gardens look like at the minute compared to some social media. I know my rear garden is looking quite tidy and I've spent a lot of time in it over the last couple of months. And as you can tell, this garden, not so much, but I don't want you guys to feel like you're behind just because you see something on social media, right? Without banging on too much about it, this is kind of a real look at what things are really like. So my perennial geraniums have done amazing. I'm going to give you a closer look, talk a little bit about maintenance on them this time of year, then I'm going to show you how to divide them. So at this time of year, what I tend to do with all my old leaves and flower spikes is I do pull them off, but I just simply leave these in a part of the garden where the insects can still do their thing, because these aren't quite ready to come out just yet. So I'll tidy the plant up just by pulling these away, and I'll do that all the way around. But as you can see, it's pretty healthy. And then if we take a look into the middle, you'll see where all the new growth points are coming from. And that will be all over the plant, so it won't matter where we open it up, and this will bounce back straight away, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to go and grab my spade and I'm going to show you the first technique to dividing these plants up. Just get rid of these weeds. Right, so take your spade. Now, people do talk about sharpening your spade, but you'd be very unlucky for this not to be sharp, even after a few years, right? So don't worry too much about that. Depending on how many plants you want out of your collection is completely up to you, but something this size, I would just put in half, right? But you could actually go into 3 parts or even 4 parts and create 4 small clumps. All depends on what you want for your garden. I put this over here to be divided, so this was always going to become a mother plant because I wasn't sure where to put it in the garden. And that's a good tip sometimes, because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it, so I popped it in here. I knew I wanted it to be divided and create more plants, and I didn't mind it here, right? If that makes perfect sense to you. So depending on where you want, but I'm going to go straight down the middle, and it looks brutal. I'm going to go straight in the middle, straight down the middle. And it looks brutal, doesn't it? Because I'm literally stamping on the plant. But I promise you, the plant will bounce back brilliantly. So that is completely through in the middle. So I've done 1 spit's worth, right? And we're going to get technical. So 1 spit's worth is 1 spade's worth, so you don't need to go any further than that. So that's gone all the way in, all the way to the top, so that's 1 spit. There we go. Didn't even know I had that in my memory. And then all you have to do is simply dig up the other side, right? So I'm going to leave one side in here, but if you guys are obviously moving them elsewhere, then you dig both sides up. So outside of the plant, straight down, and then it should start to lift. That's if I've gone through it all the way. There might be a little bit where I might need to put my spade back through it. go. So this is now the mother plant, and as you can see, I chopped straight through the middle, but you could probably get 4 plants out of that if you wish. Very important though, you see these roots being exposed just at the base, just here, that we take some soil and we just cover up the roots, and then that plant, to be honest, it won't ever look like it's been divided. So that's a really important job, just in case we do have some frosts and it will just touch the leaves, so you don't want any root systems to be out on show. So this time we're going to pop it on its side. You can see where the flat cut was there. Exactly the same again. Straight down the middle. Bit of force. Like I say, they will recover. It looks drastic. And there we have it. Really good root system. Really healthy plant. And it's always worth doing something called healing in, which is exactly what it says on the tin. Just pop your foot on it, cover those roots up, and that is it. And the most exciting thing about dividing your perennials is where you're going to put them next, right? Because they're completely free plants. So I'd highly recommend that you did buy a perennial geranium if you see them out in the garden centre. They do like to spread quite a lot, and they do make really lush growth in the actual summer periods with beautiful either pink or purple flowers. And as you can see here, my garden is full of them, and I've just simply divided them out, right? So they haven't cost me a lot of money. I think I originally had 1 or 2 plants, and now I have this collection now. So let's get these 2 into the ground. These are actually going into my rear garden because I have a tropical style garden, and I really think it fits the theme for me. So any style garden, whether it be cottage or tropical or whatever style you are, is purely down to your personal preference. It's whatever plants you like in your garden, right? So people say, oh, that doesn't really fit with that, or that doesn't really fit with this. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you like, right? So let's get these planted up, then we'll discuss what other plants can be divided, easy for you to say, in March. So I have a controversial one for you now. I'm actually going to pop it right next to my gunnera. Reason being is I don't mind the leaves of the gunnera overlapping it, right? They'll still push through, they'll still do its thing. The hardy geranium is that tough that nothing's really going to kill it. So it'll just cover some bare soil I've got for now. Not only that, throughout summer, you will get the odd flower poking through these huge leaves, which I think is going to be a really nice contrast in the rear garden. Now, I probably should have mentioned this at the start. Can be done any time in spring, as long as there's not an active frost in the soil. So temperatures are warming up. Yes, the soil isn't warm, but this is a perfect time to be doing this. At a border that's very much a work in progress, just started this year. I do have some crocosmia planted in here and a brilliant herbaceous grass that I've already divided earlier on in January. But what I want to do is I want to pop it at the edge. I just want to soften a corner. This border needs a lot of work, but best way to eat an elephant is a bit at a time, right? And that's what we're doing. So there is another technique where you can get 2 forks back to back, and then you simply prise them apart, and then obviously the root system comes apart with it. Now that's great if you've got 2 forks, but I find the spade method really does work. Now don't be afraid about trampling on the plant and things like that, they will recover. Now let me tell you, back in my college days with all those youngsters, like 16, 17-year-old lads and girls, we were trampling over everything just dividing these plants, but they'll bounce back. And if you think life's a bit of a gamble, right, and without taking those what almost seem drastic a bit sometimes, them drastic steps, then we'll never really gain the reward. But trust me, the plants will be absolutely fine. So for me, gardening is all about the small wins. So this small perennial geranium is going to look fantastic just buried just where my hand is here, and it's a job that I won't even recognize until I have those beautiful purpley blue blooms poking in between those huge gunnery leaves. So I'm super happy with my choice. Let's talk about what other plants you can divide. Now all of these plants are herbaceous perennials, so meaning they'll come up every year and die back, right? And the crown just gets bigger and bigger. So the first one I want to talk about is hostas. Now hostas come in several different colours. There's some beautiful variegated varieties. I haven't got any in my garden. I suffer with the slugs, terrible. I am looking to put a little pond in back end of the year. I'm unsure whether it's going to go in the front garden or back garden, and that'll determine where my hostas go, right? The next one to talk about is daylilies. Now daylilies is something I actually got in my garden. I'm just waiting for the clump to get that little bit bigger. Now that's a good tip actually. So if you've only got a small clump and it's only sort of the first year in, then I'd just let that plant get a little bit bigger, maybe 2 to 3 years old, and then I would really go to town on sectioning that plant up. Next one is asters. Again, these make a beautiful cottage style garden plant, come in a couple of different colours. Then the next one is sedums. Sedums are actually one of my favourites. They make a beautiful cut flower, so you cut them right down at the stem. You can either dry the flowers out or you can just simply pop them straight in a vase. But they section up really well, and they're probably one of the fastest recovering plants that you can do. Heuchera, I have a couple of heucheras. Now there's some insane colours when it comes to heucheras. I love the coral colours. I've got a couple in my garden. Again, they're not big enough to actually divide, but when they are, I will certainly be multiplying my collection. Beautiful woodland plant then, so that's primula. Primulas actually do fantastic. Now they are quite small, quite delicate. You can do those with a knife, but all the ones that I'm discussing, we can use the method with the spade, straight down the middle. And finally, agapanthus. Now agapanthus is such a slow grower for me, and let me know down below what you guys have success with. But agapanthus for me is such a slow grower that I've actually kept mine in a pot. I don't intend on splitting it anytime soon, but I do know if I ever get to that point, I will be putting a spade through it. So that's my last choice with agapanthus. So I hope you found that list handy. If you've got any in your garden, you know you can go to town now and do your thing, and don't be afraid, right? Now is the perfect time, just as they're just starting to do their thing, is the absolute perfect time to do it. And there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this short video on perennials dividing. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out. Drop a comment down below, as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do, right? Until tomorrow, I'll see you in the garden. You take care. I don't always sound like this, I promise.